Hello guys, this is NSKKK reaching you from Lagos, Nigeria. How are you doing today? So today we'll be looking at the difference between var, and we're going to add a particular one to it, which is a const. All right. So let's jump into it real quick. So I'll try to make this lesson as short as possible. So remember the last time we said var name, which is a string, is equals to um, Ernest KKK, right? Then printed name. Now you can see Kotlin is showing a yellow sign here, right? The reason for this is that anytime you're using the word var, you are trying to say this is a controlled variable. That is, this variable is expected to change. All right. So if the variable is expected to change, that's why I'm using the word var. But if you can look at it, there's no change. We didn't change the variable, we didn't assign it to a new value, or maybe you are trying to use when we get into if statements, you get what I'm trying to talk about, or you're trying to look at a condition that might change this variable. So that's just what it is. So that is, if I put a new name here, let's say name is equals to, let me change it, for example, KKK Ernest, you can see the the yellow sign is gone, all right? So you are using var for a variable that's expected to change. Let's see what will happen. KKNS, all right? So let's say we use it for number. Um, var num, which is a double, is equals to, let's say, 45.9. If I just print ln, you get number is no. Leave this thing. You can see it's showing me a warning sign, right? This thing is expected to change, maybe due to condition in the program. So if I change it to, let's say, num is equals to 8 plus 9.0, you can see, okay, let me put 8.9. You can see the yellow sign is not popping up again, all right? So if I play it now, well, good. So constant. So if I say var, which is a mark pi, is a double, which is equals to 3.142. We know that in mathematics, pi does not change, right? So if I put math pi, it's giving me a warning sign, right? So this means that this is where you use var. So if I change this to var, you can see there's no sign. So you use var for a variable that you know is not going to change. Let's run this, for instance. You can see it now, right? So if I try to change this variable now, you see I'm going to have an error. If I say math pi is equals to maybe 9 plus 8, or let's make it a double, 9.0 plus 8.0, it's showing me an error, right? But if I change this to var, well, good. You can say, so you use var for variable that is expected to change, then you use val for variable that is not expected to change. Let me see. So I use var for constant variables. So for example, var math pi, which is a double, is equals to 3.142 uh, constant variable. What am I spelling? Are you getting it now? Then we use var for controlled variable. Let's say, or what I'm going to use now. Let me just use something like a num, which is a double equals to 4.6 controlled variable. All right. So that is, I can say num is equals to 2 multiplied by 6 to 0. So make it, so one of these should be a double, all right? So that I can say print ln math is equals to math then number equals to num, right? So you can see there's no error right here. So if I run this, guess what you see? Math is equals to this and this. Then there's one variable I said we're going to talk about, which is const. When are we going to use that? All right. So like what I said, you use this. This is a constant variable, right? This is a controlled variable that is expected to change. All right. Now, but if you look at it, ever since we have been doing this on this function called main, all right? So what about if I decide to take this variable up here? Look at what will happen. Let me take it up here. You can see this thing has changed its color, right? I think this is something like, will I say purple, light purple? It has changed. So we're going to talk about when we try to look at functions, means I'm declaring this as a global variable right now. So that's what this thing means. I'm declaring it as a global variable. So that is, it has changed, all right? So everything seems good. I can even clean out this one. It does not matter anymore, all right? That is, this can change in any, I can create a different function. I can change it in it. But when we get into function, you get that, clearly. But for now, let's work with what we have learned so far. All right. So let me print out this, for instance. You can see we have this. All right. Then okay, let me try to take this one up and put it here. Are you getting what I'm saying? You can see, although it's going to work, but if you look closely, there's a yellow sign here, right? So when you are declaring a var as a global variable, in this case, let's put it global now, global. If you are declaring a cost as a global variable, you must add this sign to it. That is cost var. Are you getting it now? So what you are saying is that irrespective of the function is going to be at, this must not change, right? So if I put it here, for example, math pi is equals to none, definitely we're going to have an error, right? So you have to put it cost. That is, you're telling no matter the function this math pi is going to be, it must not change. So you can see the yellow sign is not there anymore. If I run it, I get what I want. Just imagine, okay, let's decide to say, let's declare it in this function. You can see we're having an error. So you can only use this const var for a global declaration. All right. We'll say global for a global declaration. All right. So, so that is the difference. So let's wrap our head through it. For instance, let's clean it. Let's say we have our normal form dot main. So this is a function, right? This is the main function. That is just like your index, page, all right? So I can say var, um, let's use let's use temp, for instance, temperature, which is a double. Let's say it's equals to 29.8 degree All right. That is, so I can see print ln thing. All right. So we are good, right? So that is, I can also say 10. Maybe we have a new value for it is equals to, let's see, the room is cold now, right? I can print it out. We are good. You can see this is showing is still active, but under this function is showing 20.9. Maybe when we talk about function, you get it right. So, but let's say we don't want this thing to change. So what we're going to do now is we're going to say const var 10 is equals to 20.9 degrees Celsius, right? So let's run it. So that is the difference. So, but I cannot declare it inside this function. If I put it this way now, const var 10 is equals to 20.9 degrees Celsius, it's all going to be it's all going to be wrong. All right. So that's how it is in Kotlin. But in most programming language, let's say like Python, for instance, there's a way you declare constant. We use casing to differentiate constant. All right. Now, most of the casing Kotlin is using, it recommend a comma case. All right. So you can see, let me put double here. All good. Now let's look at this two, for instance. We're going to talk about that in next class. Let's see var my name is equals to John, which is a string, is equals to John. Let me put this one right here. You can see it's showing me a warning sign, right? Because, but if I put it, this is a snake case. We're going to talk about all that maybe in the next class. So, but if I put it like this is a common case, all right? So Kotlin, for Kotlin, they want you to declare a variable using common case and upper common case when doing your class declaration, all right? But in Python, for instance, let's say maybe in PHP, you can use something like a snake case. You can also use, but in Python, most of the variable declaration is in snake case, and if you are declaring your class, you use upper camel case. So we're going to talk about all that in the next class. So I think this video is I've been able to differentiate between var, val, and cost. All right. So these two goes together, but this and this they never meet. All right. So have a good day. Thank you. Bye.